Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 challenge ideas that I have for flash challenges. And just a little precursor of this video, I'm making this before Monday's challenge announcement and posting it after. So if one of these ideas is in that, I just want to preface this by saying that I made this before the announcement. And also, I can't remember every single flash challenge, so maybe they've done one of these I've already talked about. And some of these might be somewhat similar but different in a little way. So just wanted to preface that before getting into this. So let's just jump into these 5 flash challenge ideas that I have. So we're actually going to start with challenge 2 that I had, because I think this can apply to almost every other single challenge that I'm talking about. And basically this is just going to be a tiered type of challenge, which we saw a lot last series. So people have been complaining that the flash challenge is either too easy or too hard. And last year, I know we saw options that had an easy or hard way to complete it, and I think even medium, but I'm not sure. But I think they could do an easy, medium, hard pretty easily. And why they should do something like this is, I mean, it gets everyone involved. Obviously, everyone can do the easy challenges, and then medium is a little harder for people with bigger collections. And then for those people with huge, rare, and legendary collections, they could do the hard portion of the challenge. Also, I think this should raise the price of some of these lower minted commons if they're consistently doing challenges with hard and medium difficulties. And let's just look at the example real quick. So the first challenge, say it's an easy challenge. You can use any single moment. So say I'm going to use the same example for most of these. It's the top 5 scorers, just because it's easy to use an example, but it could be rebounds, steals, blocks, bench points, anything you want, 3-pointers. But for this example, just say scores. So any of the top 5 scorers on the night, you can use their 60K moment, you can use their 40K moment, you could even use their rare, whatever you want. You could use any moment. So it should be pretty easy, especially because most of the stars have a ton of moments. So you're probably looking at spending 10, 15, maybe 20 bucks on this challenge if you don't have any of the moments. And a lot of people already have moments of these players, so you're basically just going to win the prize anyway. Or maybe you have to buy 1 or 2 of them. And then the prize option for the easy, just in my opinion, I think it would be cool to get $5 in Dapper, because it wouldn't really work with getting moments in this, because they would be minting way too many moments per flash challenge if you did this. And make this Dapper balance that you win in the prize not withdrawable. You have to spend it actually in the market. So then another prize idea I had would just be like a sticker. Obviously, it's not a great prize. I wasn't really good at coming up with the merch prizes, because the stickers are like, I don't know, 25 cents or something. But some basic type of merch prize here. And then for the medium, you could get a shirt. Hard, you get a sweatshirt. Again, I'm not sure about these ideas. $5 Dapper, $10 Dapper, $25 Dapper. These are basically just placeholders, not exact amounts of how this will work. I didn't do the math on a lot of this. But then like a medium challenge, instead of just using any moment, you would use a 15K or below moment, or it could be 12K, it could be 10K. Again, 15K is just an idea. And then the hard could be rare or legendary. And then actually here in example 2, I said 12K and below, or hard could be their debut. So that's just the first idea. And I think you could do a tier like this on basically any kind of challenge. So that's why I went with this one first. So I mean, if we look at a player that could hit in this, like Giannis, his 60K is $3. His 8.5K is $4. So maybe if you made the medium challenge level something out of 8.5K or below, so basically involve playoff moments and some of the new base set moments, as well as the 5.5K moments, and probably a couple other sets, could just get them more value. Like this one, you hate to see this minted out of so much less than the 60K, just at $1 higher. Maybe it could raise the floor of some of these lower minted commons, so you're not just having every single common and set moment from a common set basically the same as any other moment on the platform. And if we look at this Giannis playoff moment over time, I mean, when it first came out, this thing was above $10, and then it was used in some challenges and stuff. And I think we could get back to around that price range on some of these lower minted common moments if they're needed in tiered challenges like this. All right, so now moving on to the next challenge idea. So this one is for collectors who have locked a ton of moments already, and they're complaining about locking these, even though obviously you didn't need to lock them, and probably a lot of them got 750 minted team moments, which were worth a lot when they first came out. So not saying they don't have a right to complain about locking these, but just saying that if you locked it, you basically knew that it was going to be locked for a year. But giving these people some more utility, I've locked some stuff myself. So basically how this kind of challenge would work, you can use locked moments in the challenges, or you can lock new moments up to complete the challenge, or you could burn moments for the challenge. So instead of just having challenges that are strictly burning, and then these people with locked moments that they would otherwise want to burn can't burn them because they're locked, you could give everyone utility here. So how this would work, in my opinion, would be you could lock 4 out of 5 of the moments that you need. So coming over here, say these 5 players hit in the challenge, you could lock 4 of them, and then you would have to pick one to actually burn. So to keep the net neutral and all that for these challenge rewards, you're going to have to burn something. So locking 4 out of them, 4 out of the 5, and then burning 1. Or for the burn challenge, you would have to burn 4, and then I would think either lock the 5th one or just collect it. I'm not really sure on that, but you can't have just 5 burned because then no one would burn. Everyone would just lock them, I would assume, instead of burning, because obviously it's better to still keep the moment even though if it's locked for a year. But so you could burn 4 and lock the last one, or maybe just collect the last one. And obviously this gives utility to people that have already locked moments and would get more people locking moments as well. All right, my fourth idea here is a set specific challenge. So people also are complaining about how there's not much set utility and how people have locked their sets or whatnot. And I think just a set specific challenge. So again, using the example of top 5 scorers, you could see this challenge, you could just use the hustle and show set. There's a ton of players in there, a ton of good players, and basically you're just going to use moments only from one set. So the challenge would be you need the top 5 scorers to complete this challenge, but you can only use those players from the hustle and show set. So say like Devin Booker, I don't think he has a hustle and show. I'm not really sure though. Say he is actually in the top 5, but he doesn't have a hustle and show moment. LaMelo Ball was the 6th highest scoring player. He gets bumped up to be used in this challenge. So this would obviously give set utility and challenge reward utility, because if we do come look at hustle and show series 2 and 3, you see like Ja and Giannis and Kristaps and Curry, if they hit, they could be bottlenecks in this because they are challenge rewards. Anthony Davis here. So that's basically how it would work. I mean, it could be possible that these guys aren't bottlenecks, the challenge rewards, or maybe 1 or 2 are in there. But then I think it just give utility to people that have these sets locked up to be able to use them for flash challenges. So the next idea here is for a locked only challenge. So this challenge, you could only use players that are already locked. So there would be some kind of timestamp. It would be like an hour maybe before the challenge was announced, saying, okay, for this challenge, you're going to need the top 5 scorers. Again, just same example. It's easy to use, but you can only use players that were locked before the challenge announcement. So say you have these 4 guys already locked up, and then the 5th one you could burn. So you could choose 1 out of the 5 to burn, and the 4 out of the other 5 you would have to use already locked moments. So obviously this gives more utility to people that have already locked. Then I just wrote more locking here. So maybe more people will start locking their better players here that they think are going to hit in flash challenges if they know that there's going to be these challenges where you can only use moments that are already locked. Okay, and then the last challenge idea here is predicting the top 5 scorers. So instead of getting the challenge moments after the fact, you're going to have to submit the moments before, just like in NFL All Day where you could submit moments for game predictions. This would be kind of like a fantasy aspect. So again, I've heard them talk about doing this and they said they're going to do this, but they might not be able to actually, because I don't know why they wouldn't have done this yet. But basically how this would work was, say you're going to submit these 5 players as the possible top 5 scorers of the night, and you would win if you get at least 4 out of 5 correct, or maybe even 5 out of 5. I don't know how exactly it would work, but I think this could be more fun than just the traditional flash challenges that we've seen probably like 100 times now. And then it would also make people buy top players again ahead of the games because they want to submit, say, a SGA. If they don't have one, they'll buy it. And again, with all these challenges, this was the last one that I was going to go over with you guys. If we go back to my first example, there could be an easy, medium, and hard level on most of these. So say for the prediction contest, the easy one, you could just do any moment. And again, for the medium, it could be 15K or less. The hard, it could be rare, legendary, top shot debut, something like that. So that's why I did that one first. Hope you guys enjoyed these ideas. Let me know if you guys have any ideas down in the comments. But again, just wanted to go over this because I think people have been not as stoked on flash challenges as they were in the past. They're either too hard, too easy, or there's some other issue with them. I don't know. Someone's always got something to say about Top Shot and flash challenges. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I'll link that down below. Before flash challenges come up, I'll usually give some bottlenecks that could hit via my Twitter. So if you could follow just for that, if you guys want to. So again, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in another video.